feast your eyes upon this. Now, have a look at that display. It's saying in the bottom left, just below the battery that is pulsing up, we've got about 6.5 hours of use time. We're 40% charged, and we've currently got about 10 watts of power coming into the panel, which might not seem a lot, but I'll explain more in a second. Across the top, we've got 4 power outlets. So that is mains 230, so if we need to power some 230 items, we can do. And I'll give you a little bit of a hint as what's going on there, see if you can work that out. We've got our AC button that's lit up to say that we've got our 230 volt powering up. We've got our DC, so we've got our 12 volts. So if we want to power some 12 volt things, we've got a little cigarette type charger just behind there. We've got some USB type 1s, the little smart quick ones. So, and then we've got our standard USB. I think they're USB-C, aren't they? The 2 little top ones, and then our standard USB there at the bottom. And then we've got a couple of inputs. So this is our main input. So if we were charging it from the car, or we'll have a look where that lead is going in a second. And then if we were at home and we was just charging it up ready to use, we'd use our kettle type plug, which is just there. Let's have a quick little look outside at what is actually charging this up at the moment. So we're solar panels. We're at the new workshop today. So we've got the solar panels. As you can see, it's pretty overcast. We've not got any sun really, but we're charging up, so every little bit helps. It's really windy, so I've had to sort of put them against the roller shutter door, but that's just going to help us charge that little unit up. So let's have a look at what we're actually doing. So we're actually going to power the Caravan. Now this is going to be like if you're off grid with the Caravan, or if you're in storage, or I'm going to show you some nifty ways that we can use that Allpowers S2000 charger unit with your Caravan. So we're going to plug our Caravan in like we normally would. That obviously goes all the way around. Come with me, come with me. Onto here, into our 230 volt, and then if we wake the system up, we've now got 284 watts being used by the Caravan. So let's go and have a look what is actually on in the Caravan. And we're saying we've got about 2 hours of use. So at 41% charged, less than half, we've still got about 2 hours of constant use as we are at the minute. And the little reading here is telling us how many watts the actual Caravan is using. So let's go and see what we've got on. So we've now got our panel on, so we've got our charger unit working, so we're pumping. We've got 230 volt coming into the Caravan. We're charging our leisure battery back up, so we're at the moment we are getting 14 volts into the actual Caravan. If you turn around and have a quick look here, we've got our fridge on, so we've got our fridge on 230 volts, so we're going to check our fridge on the 230 volt that it is working and just give it a bit of a run up. We can then check things like our microwave. So if I turn our microwave on, we'll go on our quick start 1 minute. So again, we can run the microwave. Now let's have a look what power that's using. So call it 1500 watts at the minute. So we've got about 21 minutes of runtime on that microwave just alone. You can already start to see there's a few different things here. We can start running our 230 items up. If we were using the Caravan off-grid, we've got a couple of options. If our battery needs charging up, we can obviously put our charger unit on underneath the seat here. So we can put our charger on and off if we need to charge that battery up because it's getting a little bit low. If we know that our battery is actually okay, we can actually turn our charger off, and then above the door, you'll see that we're just back to 12.5 volts now on the actual battery itself. So the perfect thing for the Allpowers, we used one of these power banks previously, but it was only about 500 watts, and we really saw the benefit that the little unit did when we were actually servicing Caravans, checking things through, just running things up. But for off-grid use, 2 kilowatts of power, which is what the Allpowers S2000 is, we can then actually use our microwave If we need to put the heating on, if we now sort of actually our battery, we've been here for a couple of days and our battery's getting a little bit low, we can put it back on, charge that battery back up so we can go another few days, and it gives us that option. If we are completely off grid and we've not got any 230 volt, you know that the battery's not going to die. You know that we can use the microwave now and again. We plug our solar panel in and that's charging that up all the time, constantly. So we don't have to constantly use our little power bank, but it means that when we do need to use it for charging the leisure battery back up, we want to put something in the microwave. If you've got an electric ring on the hob and we're getting a little bit low on gas, because again, normally if you're off grid, you're going to be using your fridge on the gas, you're going to be using your cooker, etc., all on the gas. You'd use your hot water on the gas, you'd use your heating on the gas. But it gives us that option. If we run out of gas and we sort of like, okay, we've now run out of gas in the middle of the night and we need some heating on, we've got that option. And this is where those little units come in. For us personally, it allows us then to test items. So whereas I sort of put the fridge on and we know then we've got a reading on the fridge, we know that the actual element on the fridge is working, so we can now leave that on for about 3 or 4 hours and just make sure that the fridge is actually cooling down and working properly. Same with our heating system. So again, on the Allpowers, if you have a quick look at the meter at the minute. So looking at our power unit there now, we've got 124 watts, which is what the fridge is pulling at the moment. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the heating system on. So we're going to put our heater into the on position. I'm going to select electric 1, and what should happen, we'll see this in a minute when the heating system kicks in, we'll actually see this jump up, and that will let us know that the heating system is actually working on the 1 kilowatt setting. So you can see there now it's just jumped up. So we know that heating system now, the element in that heater is actually working, so we'll put it onto the higher setting, the 2 kilowatt setting. So again, we drop that into the 2 kilowatt setting, and then in the next couple of seconds that should jump up and it starts powering up now. It's the higher setting on our heating system. So again, straight away we can actually now see that our heating system is working on the number 1 setting and the number 2 setting. You can see it dramatically drops down, so we've got about 16 minutes of use as it is at the moment, but we're only 27% charged, so obviously if this was fully charged it gives us a lot longer run time. But even if we're in storage, we can now test all of our equipment. We can run that fridge up for a few hours, just get the Caravan fridge cooled down. So if we were going to go on holiday and we wanted to put things into the fridge straight away, but we wanted to get the temperature down on the fridge, just go along in storage. You could actually put the unit inside the Caravan, plug the power lead in as we've got it, put the Allpowers into the Caravan, put our fridge on, and we come up, fill our fridge up. We now know that our fridge is ready to use and we can put all things in there and off we go on our holiday. So it just gives you that freedom. If you've got your Caravan in storage, we can charge things up, we can go along, charge our leisure battery up so that we know we've got a full leisure battery when we come to use our move, we can run our fridge. So I think that the benefits of the Allpowers S2000 are incredible, really. It gives us a lot of options. For us, as I say, it allows us then to go through, even if we're off site, if we've got a problem with a Caravan somewhere and we've got no 230, it lets us just power everything all up. So we can then go ahead, we can check all of our systems. So what we're actually going to be doing today is we're going to run through this Caravan and do a bit of a service, which is going to be coming up in another video. And that is then going to allow us to check everything is working within this Caravan, but not have to have the worry of, oh, have we got 230 volt, haven't we got 230 volt, and we can then test different things within the Caravan and just give us a reading on that meter to let us know that it's working. Hopefully you've enjoyed and give you a little bit of a brief introduction into that Allpowers S2000. Below you'll find a link to be able to buy one if you're interested or get more information on them. But hopefully that's give you a quick introduction into the Allpowers S2000 power bank. Thanks for watching. I'm Mark at the Caravan Place.